Today. You're all welcome to Gokardinal live webinar. Um, Gokardinal is a business travel platform where you book your flights, hotel, cars, all in one platform. We're more like a seamless travel. We package everything that you want for you seamlessly. Like just come book your flight and carry your bag to the airport straight. No headache, no stress, just go get to your destination. So today, I don't know where you all are joining us from. It could be from your lunch break, your office, somewhere in between, whatever you're doing. I'm glad you joined today, and I want to start with a quick story. So, for example, imagine yourself sitting in a company as a HR or an admin person, and every quarter you're signing off travel invoices, last minute bookings, different policies for different platforms. And at the end of the day, you're worn out. Now, or maybe you're a solo traveler, someone who travels often, and you want to book cheap flights. Sometimes it's not really about the cheap flights. It's about the smartest choices we make when we travel. So it can cost you, your cheap flight can cost you a lot of stress. So, but here's the truth. The way you travel or the way we travel is changing very fast. And we're learning how to not make mistakes or stress ourselves too much because, funny enough, the world is going digital and stress-free. So today's conversation, we're here to discuss how not just faster, more affordable and intentional your travels can actually be, especially business travel. So I'm your host, Queeneth, and joining me here today is Mr. Henry Tobiele. Right, I'm right, sir. Hope I'm correct.
Well, you tried a bit.
Okay. Okay. He's one of our speakers today, and he's an expert in his field, travel technology, and he understands the digital system of travel and how it reshapes your journey from A to B to Z. So welcome, sir. Please, can you do a little introduction about yourself?
Thank you very much, Queeneth, for having me. I'm very, I'm very honored and excited to join this webinar series. My name is Henry. Correct pronunciation of the surname is
Okay.
Tubiyele.
Really?
But don't worry. I know it will take you. It personally took me time to learn my surname as well. Yes. Um, but I'm very excited to be here. Experienced in the travel industry, with also experiences in technology and the mix between travel and technology. And I'm very happy to be a part of this conversation that we're having and look forward to delving right into it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So we have not less than 40 minutes here together. So let's just make every second count while we wait for our second speaker to join. So I'll start with your questions, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
So
here. I'm right here, Queeneth. I've been here.
good afternoon, ma. Pretty
Hi,
woman.
hi. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
You're glowing. You want to blind us? Okay, so our second speaker has joined us, and her name is Yvonne, Mrs. Yvonne Joseph. I hope I pronounced your name right because I had that wrong with
No problem. You did good. You did good. Yeah, well done.
Okay, so um Mrs. Yvonne, let's start with, okay, let me introduce you first of all. So we have Yvonne Joseph. She is a thoughtful and sustainable tourism, inclusive tourism expert, bringing deep insight on how travel culture, policy, and African destinations are evolving. Welcome, Ma.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I was about asking Mr. Henry his first question. So I think I'll just get on with that, then I'll come back to yours.
Okay.
All right. So, sir, your first question goes like this. What role should digital platforms play in unifying flights, hotels, car rentals, and on-ground mobility into one seamless travel experience? Is he still here?
Sorry, I just
Okay,
discovered
yes.
I'm here. I just discovered that I was muted.
Oh, okay.
Thank you again for having me. And very, very interesting question you've asked there, really. Trying to see the role of digital platforms in unifying these travel products or travel services, like I would like to call it. You said the world is actually going digital, right, in everything that we do, especially with the recent involvement of AI into most of the things
Yes.
that we do. And in as much as travel has been, in as much as the model of travel management has been where you get to interface most time for every single thing that you want or want to do with respect to your travel, there is now the need to be able to merge travel and technology together. The new generation buyers are those who really want to have to go to one platform to be able to get everything that they need, come out of that platform and actually have all they needed sorted all at once, right? Digital platforms should definitely unify your bookings. In the corporate travel space, which you guys play in very well, and kudos to what you guys are doing thus far. You should be able to unify bookings, unify approvals, unify payments, unify reporting, into one um, holistic or super app-like platform, right? Such that you don't have to come to one platform to book flights, then now go to another platform to look for your hotels or call somebody else to be able to look for the rides that you need for the transfers upon arrival. So it plays a very major role, a very, very major role. We should continue to evolve as travel professionals, as travel companies, building technology solutions to again have digital platforms where people can unify all the travel services that they need.
Okay. That's quite interesting. All right.
Mhm.
Dream of truly seamless travel. We're getting closer, aren't we?
Yeah, yes, actually you are. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yvonne, I say let's start with the big picture. Travel in 2026 looks very different from just a few years ago. Or let me say 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026 gave us a different angle. How are shifting travel behaviors in 2026 who define what travelers expect from destinations, accommodation, and transport system?
Okay. So let me first start by doing a proper introduction of myself because Queeneth did not do a good job on that for me. All right.
Sorry.
So I've spent the last 12 years of my career working around the marketing and media space in tourism and hospitality. I've worked with a lot of brands. I've worked with a lot of companies, both individuals and then the brands themselves, mostly to help them with digital strategy until 2 years ago when I decided to step back on core operations and then focus on advising. And in the last 2 years, I have been involved in a lot of advisory work. around digital transformation, digital marketing, digital strategies generally. Uh, Back to Queen's question, we all know that definitely it's obvious that 2025 looks very different from 2026. Why? We are in a global era where artificial intelligence is shaping everything that we are doing. The way we move, where we go, how we talk, how we even eat. Everything is now driven by the AI economy. So
Yeah.
we have even left the level of the digital economy. We are now in the AI economy. And AI has not come to take jobs. Let me just start with that. AI has come to expose a lot of weaknesses in the system. And trust me, in Africa, we have a lot of weakness in our systems. We are a continent where data is not even being recorded, and AI works with data. So I always tell my clients, before you go about thinking about the next tool, thinking about the next thing to use, because you are hearing the trend, everyone is switching tools, everyone is trying to think about productivity. First of all, look within your operations, within your business. Do you even have the data that the tool that you want to use will be able to intelligently, give you the right direction towards what you want to achieve for your company or your brand? It all starts with the data. So in 2026, the travel and tourism industry will be greatly exposed, especially those whose data is misplaced or misaligned. We will be greatly exposed, and it's already happening. In fact, in the Western world, it started happening from 2024. But of course, in Africa, it takes a longer time for us to catch up with things. But it's already happening, Queen. So there is going to be a lot of exposure first in our systems. So the first thing that needs to be done is go and clean up house, look within your operations and see the areas where your data do not align, and start to put those things in order before you start thinking about the tools to use. Your inside work comes in first before the outside work is done. So what are we going to be seeing in 2026? We are going to be seeing more of people relying on heavily on personalization. Nobody wants to visit or travel to a place because of the aesthetics of the destination, because of what the destination has physically. No, people are going to be going because of the experiences. And those experiences, how will they enjoy it? They want you to create a system that lets them experience sorry to use this, but experience the experience before they even get to the destination. So, in other words, I want to travel to, let's say, I want to travel to Italy. And your company, Cardinal, for example, is a technology brand. And I go to Cardinal or I go to your website and say, I want to travel to Italy. I want to know what the weather is like right now. I want to know, this is my preference. This is who I am. This is what I like. Tell me the exact destination or the exact city in Italy that is befitting for my personality. Tell me the exact food. I am allergic to this. Tell me the exact food I should eat when I get to that city in Italy. Tell me the exact places I should go to when I visit that city. So when people say, "Oh, we are building an experience-driven economy," we are no longer in the experience-driven economy as you used to know it. It's now a combination of the AI-driven economy plus the experience-driven economy. So travel and tourism is no longer going to stand as an experience-driven economy anymore. In 2026, we are going to stand as an experience-driven economy that is being backed up with heavy personalization. And what will give us such personalization? It is the use of artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Now, artificial intelligence is not what everyone is. For everyone, it looks like a trend, but it's not a trend. It's not even a bait. It has come to stay and it's not going anywhere. Why? Because everything we do in life is governed by systems. And artificial intelligence, or what we know as AI, is already built with systems and works with systems. So you will notice that sometimes when you use your regular chat GPT and you don't impute the right data, you don't feed it with the right information, it gives you vague answers, right? It just gives you general answers. And trust me, it can give that answer to anyone else. But the more you keep feeding it with, more data, more things about yourself, about your brand, about what you are asking it of, it gives you a better answer. It gives you better information. That is as simple as it is. So 2026 is going to be, I've been calling it a year of exposure. It's going to expose a lot of brands. It's going to expose a lot of weak systems. So I'd say start with the inner work. As
Yeah.
a brand, as a company, as Cardinal, start with your own inner work. If you are able to, keep your house clean, you will not be part of the system that gets flagged by the use of, these very good tools that will be helping, a lot of businesses and a lot of brands. So while people are
That's
seeing
very correct.
AI as a threat, you will be seeing it as an opportunity. You will
Opportunity
be
to
seeing it
grow.
as an asset because you are feeding it with the right system.
That's a very fascinating shift. It really does feel like the travelers of 2026 wants more than just a bed and than a boarding pass. Because with AI,
Definitely.
the whole thing is going to be very easy.
And it's going to be a it's
Yeah.
already been a rapid innovation. So you just have to now start catching up. Yeah, you have to start
Okay.
catching up. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mrs. Yvonne. Next question goes to Mr. Harry. It says, how can smarter travel system improve coordination between flights, road, transport, car rentals, and last minute mobility? I think it's kind of closer to the first question, which you kind of answered as well. So I think I'll just move to the third question. What flexible booking, refund, or rerouting principles should define future travel system?
Okay. Thank you again. And I want to say that in as much as I was invited to this platform to speak or to contribute, I have been very interested in the conversation, especially the input from Yvonne. It's so beautiful to hear. And thank you, Yvonne, for those salient points that you made. We indeed are in the AI generation. We're in the AI regime, if I would put it as that, and it's only those that would align that would succeed. If you
Yes.
think that AI has tried to take you out, then maybe you need to get out. So thank you again, for that impactful session. So going to what you've asked, Gwyneth, you see, the truth is flexibility must actually be intentional and it must be policy backed, right? It really must be intentional and it has to be policy backed. Um, one of the issues people have in recent time, not in recent times, basically, one of the issues people have in travel is people complaining of refund issues. Or I need to route a ticket. I'm unable to reach so person to be able to do it. Or, oh, nobody told me that this ticket is refunded. Nobody told me this. Nobody told me that. The truth of the matter is that it must be intentional and it must be policy backed. In as much as we are providing a platform for people to be able to access this travel products, the policies that back the particular services that are rendered. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So the policies that backs the services being rendered indeed must be known to the customers. They must understand the type of tickets they're getting. They must understand the policies behind every single thing that they're doing, right? It should Again, it depends on the choice of the customers and the choice of the travelers, right? There are certain times that you know that for a fact, a particular ticket doesn't necessarily, you don't need a refundable ticket. Why spend more to be able to get a refundable ticket when you can actually spend less and get a non-refundable ticket for a trip that you know you would need to always make, right? And in the situation where you're even advising your customers, understanding the need of that customer would make you even know what best to advise to those customers. Um, Another important point, right, is that for policies rather should I think we should prioritize. This is me looking and giving an overview, right? We should prioritize changeability over lowest fares. We should prioritize the quality, right, of the ticket or of the product or of the service over looking for the cheapest. In this part of the world, we are all lean, leaning towards, oh, I need the cheapest flight, I need the cheapest hotel, I need the cheapest this, I need the cheapest that. But then the experiences that people want to have, in as much as they are saying they want the cheapest, everybody has an experience. Everybody knows what they want to
And
experience.
expectations
You
too.
know, they have those expectations. Thank you. They have those expectations. So even when they've gotten the cheapest deal, take when they get in the middle of that deal, for if it's the flight, when they bought the plane, if it's the hotel, when they get into the hotel room, if it's a ride, when they get into the car, they have expectations, and those expectations must be met. So we should begin to tilt from having um uh price centered service delivery to proper and actual service delivery. There are other rules to consider, rules on advance booking, rules on refundable and non-refundable fares, pre-approved routing thresholds. Again, thinking of travel policies, right? There are certain times that some routes may not be approved by the organization. If it is not approved by the organization, then it means simply that you just need to route trips through the approved routes. These and many more really um, um, are things that would actually shape the flexible bookings, that we would encourage people to begin to do.
Nice. I think flexibility has become non-negotiable for today travelers. And sometimes if they want to negotiate, like I said, their expectations will make them want to stick to the not so cheap, the not so cheap
Mhm,
option. So that's another
mhm.
angle. Thank you for sharing that insight, sir. Okay, the
Thank you.
next question goes to Yvonne. Number 3 question says, this is your number 2 question rather. How can travel policies evolve to reflect growing preference for slower, more intentional travel experience?
Okay, I was muted. Okay, please, can you repeat the question?
How can travel policies evolve to reflect the growing preference for slower, more intentional travel experience? That's
Okay.
number 3
So,
question.
yeah, thank you so much. So most of the time, the people who make the policies obviously are people in the government, right? So,
Yes.
and I love I love the fact that I'm sorry, but I'm going to talk about AI again because I mean that's my area of expertise. So as a digital transformation leader, one of the things that we do is to work with what we call AI governance on, or they have usually have an ethics committee. So one of the things that I have seen is I have seen leaders, right, who are ready and are willing to to do the work, leaders who are ready to learn and are ready to lead, because it's easy for you to have policies that have been in place since 1995, and you are not, I mean, you're not ready to move with the trend, you're not ready to move with the things that are happening, and you want to stick with what has been the norm. It's very obvious that if you are a leader, okay, this is a policy question. So if you are a leader leading any organization or leading in the government space, it's very, very clear that you can see that changes are happening in the travel, in the travel sector. And the changes that are happening are changes that, have to do with digital transformation, digital strategies are being imputed every time and it's changing the way policies are being shaped. So the kind of policies that you used or the policies that you used last year will not and cannot be what you are using in 2026
Like six,
because
yes.
things are changing. Every day things are changing. So the first thing that every leader should know is how to adapt to changes. My mentor used to say something, anytime we have a conversation and I tell him, oh, this is not what I plan to do. I have to, change what I plan to do. He will tell me, Yvonne, change is the only constant thing. In fact, if you are not changing, it means you are not growing. It means you are not evolving, because we have this notion in Africa, in our continent, that we want to do things the exact way we have always been doing it. And if you check very closely, that way you've been doing it is no longer working. So you cannot be using old methods for new systems. Things have to change. So new policies have to be written that will match what is happening and the things that are changing in the travel space. Every day, meetings are being held, stakeholders meeting, governance meetings. Why? Don't you think it's because they don't have anything to do? Or oh, these people are just jobless? No, they have to meet because they are saying that things are changing, and if they don't evolve with the changes that are happening, two things will happen to either their destination or the tourism ecosystem at large. Number one, they will soon be a forgotten sector. That's the first thing that happens to anyone that refuses to change. Let's use your own personal life as an example. There are some careers that you might have outgrown, or you know that you have outgrown. You refuse to move because you feel like you want to be in a safe space. But safe is being safe does not make you significant. So you stay there because I don't know what's waiting for me in the other side. Let me just stay where I am and you check the progress of your career, you see other people that came to that company or to that space before you, receiving awards, receiving recognitions, receiving, accolades, receiving promotions. Because at that time, that is where they are, that is their own level at that time. But for you, you have evolved, beyond that level. And the leadership that is managing you can see it. I just have to bring this as a personal example to reflect, the industry and the sector, the entire ecosystem that's tourism. If leaders do not implement the right policies at the rate or at the pace at which things are evolving and changing with rapid speed, they will leave there will be no choice but to leave that particular ecosystem, desolate. Very soon, you will see young people not being interested in entering the industry. And then you will see people not being interested in traveling anymore because they feel like these people don't just get it. They are unable to meet my needs. Let me just stay where I am. That's not what we are here for. We are here to make profit and we are here to make impact, whether as an organization, as a company, as a brand, as an individual, or the entire tourism ecosystem. So policies should be shaped strategically, intentionally, as the government or as the people in position of authority and power, the people reshaping these policies as they see the trends evolving, as they see the pace widening, the gap widening, day by day, because it is widening. What we were discussing about in November 2025, we're discussing a different thing. We are now, evolving in our intelligence. We are evolving in our strategies. We are evolving in the decisions that we make. So I feel like, since this is a policy question, people in place of people in decision making positions and people in governance need to evolve with the pace at which this digital technologies, the tools, the strategies, the investments are being, are evolving.
Nice one. That's a great insight. I think policy really does set the tone for behavior.
Yes, it's
Okay,
it's the
thank
number one
you.
factor.
As in, very important. Okay, Mr. Henry, do you have anything to add to that? You're muted.
Yes. I mean, again, another very insightful input. Like you said, policy obviously affects behavior. If there are no policies, then you're
Yeah.
giving room for negative disruptions, right? There are positive disruptions that I mean, like AI. AI is a positive disruption, but if there are no policies to guide certain things, you obviously will just give room for chaos, and it's not chaos that we want to get. So that's very good.
Okay. So,
And another thing, if I may add, Queeneth, is
okay.
the ethicality of the transformation that's happening. You see, one of the conversations that started happening, of recent, I think towards 2024 down the line, is ethical AI. So you know that especially in the African continent, we are used to, permit me to use the word, bastardizing things. So we are used to misusing things. So something comes up, like a new trend or something just props up, and then everyone is just using it
We
without
dive right into it.
understanding it. Yes.
Yes.
So and then okay, like I saw something of recent. Somebody actually, in the quest for trying to play with AI, she used a particular celebrity's image, and she posted it online and say, "Oh, see my work, see what I was able to do with AI. There's so much AI can do for me, blah blah blah." And she thought because she was in, 5 million miles away from where that celebrity lives, the internet will not, get her. And guess what? She's been sued over almost $1 billion
Whoa.
for defamation. Yes, because nobody told her that you cannot use a celebrity's image to create an AI character without trying to,
Consent.
maybe you're trying to present the
Promote. You're not
celebrity
even
in
promoting
another
the
way.
person.
You are not promoting the person, and the person didn't even send you to do that. So you don't have a right to do that. No matter how, whatever picture, beautiful picture you want to paint of it, no matter how you want to present your creative ability. So this is just one of many ways that we do not just talk about these tools. We do not just talk about the disruptions that are happening, the positive disruptions, like Henry said, but we talk about how people can use it ethically, so that you are trying to use AI for good, you don't end up using AI for bad. And it's
Yes.
already happening in the travel industry. It's happening in the hospitality industry. Another report was taken by Forbes Travel, and it was a live feed. Someone wore meta glasses, and the person wore the meta glasses and was somebody that was passing around. Another one also happened recently. The person actually kept the meta glass in a hotel room, and after the person was the staff of the hotel, and after the guest left the hotel, this person uploaded the video online and said, "Look at what this guest." It was not showing any form of unethical behavior or even an exposure in nakedness or body parts, but it's still an unethical behavior. And now that person has been arrested and jailed, 13 years imprisonment. You filmed and you said you're trying to market your hotel's brand, and then you film someone's privacy and you take it online and say, "What are the kind of experience that we gave this person?" You can see that the person is enjoying with his thing, with his this, with his that. What nonsense. And so right now, we are not just talking about the tools how to use it, what it would do for you. But we are preaching ethical behavior of the use of these tools. So I just needed to like touch base on that and bring that in.
Okay, nice one. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Henry, before I go to your question, the next question or the next poll I'll be dropping is for the audience. So please try to vote. And to those that felt removed, please, sorry, I was trying to remove my double account that was logged in. I'm so sorry. Okay, Mr. Henry, the next question says, how should future-ready travel policies account for flexible accommodation models, long stays, and hybrid travel needs?
Um, you
That's about
see,
5 questions.
the yeah, so this question is shrouded in leisure,
Okay.
right? It is very shrouded in leisure. For the benefit of those who don't know what leisure means, leisure is just business and leisure. Um, Explaining cases where you travel for business and in the middle of that trip or in the middle of that
You
business,
just want to flex.
you just want to chop life, you know, and it's very welcomed. It's a very welcome development. In this part of the world, we aren't there yet in adopting the leisure, but we're trying, but we aren't there yet. You know, your travel policy as an organization must be able to accommodate systems and things like this, right? Giving your employees the opportunity or your team members the opportunity to want to have an experience in the middle of this business trip that they have. Remember that travel is an education on its own. You seeing things you are learning, experiencing things you are learning. In the middle of that shop life, you are learning. In the middle of that flexing, you are actually learning, and it is a way of for some companies, you have um what do they call this now? Budgets for education,
Yeah.
if you want to take certain courses, and that is because the organization has thought it that, okay, it would be good rather for us to develop our staff members and to develop them, they need to take certain courses. In that same light, one of the ways to develop your staff members is to also give them experiences to be able to travel and have a view of let's say you go to Spain, for example, for a business meeting. You should not just go there for the business meeting alone. You should also experience Spain, learn one or two things, especially things as it relates to your field, as it relates to your career, right? And if you even talk if you try to tilt a bit to sustainability, zero emissions and all of that, you would realize that it is one thing that some organizations are adopting and adopting well and fast, right? There are sustainable sustainable certified hotels and accommodations that people can take, right? If you
Sure.
know that you're a sustainable organization, driving zero emissions, you would want to also make sure that your team members, your employees, your staff, what I'll call your internal customers, are also standing in allegiance to that cause, to the cause of sustainability by using sustainable certified hotels, sustainable certified accommodations. If there are cases where, if it's for long stays, short stays, business only, be leisure or leisure, whatever the case is, right? So you just need to have those, um, policies on ground. The policies can also go towards knowing the level of security you want to have for the accommodations you want to stay. You would not want. I remember a while ago, I recommended a hotel to someone and she was like, oh, she can't stay there because she's not confident of their security. That made a lot of sense, right? You would not want to, in the cost to say you are looking for the cheapest hotel, put your staff members, because your staff members are your, it's in short, I prefer when people call it human capital and not just human resources, right? Human capital because they are your capital. The same way you would protect your financial capital is the same way you should protect your human capital. You should cherish them. You should make sure that the same way you make sure that your financial capital doesn't deplete is the same way you should make sure that your human capital doesn't deplete as well. So um it's very important for us to actually build policies in this regard.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you for that insight as well. The lines between living, working, and traveling are really blurry. And sometimes when you travel to just try to have fun, like me, I love fun. All right.
Well, I mean, everybody should like fun.
Yes, I think we had an episode on that during the live series on IG, and a lot of people prefer to travel and have fun than just travel and all work. All cannot play makes Queeneth a dog girl. All right, the next question goes to Mrs. Yvonne, and this is the fifth question, number five question. How can destination design travel frameworks that balance tourism growth with community well-being and environmental responsibility?
All right. Okay, thank you. Well, it's I mean, it's clear that any kind of travel that is not for good, it's for selfish reasons. So, and I think that for destinations, there is this unconscious or maybe conscious, conscious effort to invest in community, initiatives, community well-being. You remember what happened in 2024? I think 2023, 2024. Spain was Spain was in outrage. There was just so much, talk about, how people are flooding Spain, even Europe generally, in their mass numbers, and the community is being held accountable for the messes that the travelers leave. I
Yes.
mean, if I were a Spanish citizen, I have every right to be angry. I have every right to pick up a placard, hit the street, and protest also. Because any kind of travel or any kind of travel initiative, policy, investment that doesn't include community is as selfish as it can get. Communities are the ones that preserve the places that you're coming to enjoy. So for Queen that says that she loves enjoyment, if your enjoyment plan this year is to visit a particular country, first of all, think about how that country is helping its community. And
Yes.
if it is not, please change destination. This is not about a preference, or this is not about being, adamant or anything. This is about leaving a positive, footprint in the sand of time. We've talked a lot about sustainability, ecotourism, and all that. But I think that the first level of sustainability comes from this community well-being. If the community themselves are not enjoying the benefits of that destination, and the only people that get to enjoy the destination is the travelers themselves, then I'm telling you that you don't have a destination. You don't have a place for people to come. All that you're doing is you're trying to profit only from that particular place rather than make profit and make impact. God willing, I am an impact driven person. I think impact first before I think profit. And that's why many of the work that I do, because it's impact driven, people feel like, oh, you need to collect your money first. And I keep telling people that money will come, but,
The
As a
impact will
visionary
speak
person,
more and the
yes,
impact
the
will bring more
impact speaks
money.
first. The impact speaks first, actually. So this is on a personal level, but on an organizational level or even as a destination, think impact first before you think profit. I know that it's very easy for people to dismiss this kind of narrative and tell you, oh, is it not money that we use to take care of the environment? It is. But something has to come first because in nature there is no vacuum. So when you think impact first, you will even find better ways to make profit. It's not usually the other way around. If you put the cart before the horse, you will get a result that you would not like. But if you think impact first, you would definitely, you would definitely find better ways to make profit and more sustainable ways to make profit. So throughout the last 2 years that Spain came out, Portugal came out, Italy came out, everybody, every European, because everyone wants to go to Europe. Once they have that Schengen visa, they want to go to Europe. So they want to tour the entire Europe. So people, I noticed, I truly noticed because in that 2024, I was also tempted to go and, get my Schengen visa. But, then I started seeing what was happening. I said, yeah, I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to be part of the people that they will be carrying placard over their heads and say, you were there, we saw you. So, but it's one thing to visit a destination, but it's another thing to leave the destination better than you
Immense.
met it. So you mean these communities, it was then becoming obvious, Queeneth, that the countries, the destinations didn't have their community in mind. Because if they did, trust me, there would have been policies to curtail those kind of things resurfacing. So it was like the wound was already on the body, and then it's now you want to start treating it when it has already been exposed. You see, the deed has already been done. And then that was when they started waking up to put policies in place that will curb, over tourism.
And I think
Instead
that,
of
okay, sorry.
doing this before then, doing this before then and saying, oh, what happens if there is, this kind of thing happens in our destination and our community members start feeling dissatisfied? How can we help the community members and also help the travelers? Because it's a two-way street.
Okay. And just to add to that, I think finding the balance for that, finding the balance is actually an issue right now in
Yes.
everywhere.
They've not recovered
Everybody.
from it. They've not,
Yes,
those countries have not recovered from it, and the
at
government
all.
and people in leadership have not been able to find that balance. The least thing they could do was, okay, we are going to minimize the number of people that we grant visa access to. But that's not even the solution. What about the people that are already there and have turned themselves into residents? Because we have a lot of tourists that enter destinations and automatically become permanent residents of that particular place.
That's
Nobody
true.
gave you residency, but transformed yourself from being a tourist to becoming a resident. Some people are already there. So what happens? What will you do about it? So right now, like you said, they have not been able to find that balance. And hopefully, I think that,
Pray
with
they
the
do.
rise of digital transformation, things will begin to change and shift in the
For
way
good.
people, for good, the way people, um, use travel for community led purposes and use travel for greed led purposes. So that is
Okay.
becoming very obvious by the day here.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. I didn't want this section to end because it's very insightful, but we just have to go because we've eaten more than our time. So I just want to ask the audience a question, then I'll ask you guys a question. Just one last question for the both of you. For the audience, you can drop this on the comment section. We've had such a rich conversation, and I know some of you have taken notes and probably building their own questions right now. So the floor is open. If you have any question, please type it in the chat. Get as many as we can, and with the remaining time left, so that we can answer some of the questions that we can before we go for today. So the question I have for our speakers is there any tip for travelers and travel managers to stay ahead of the curve while still enjoying the journey? Any tip at all? For people like me, I'm not a travel manager, but traveler, yes.
Okay,
Okay, well,
maybe I should go. Okay,
yeah.
okay, so please go ahead.
Okay, okay. Okay, I would just say that don't take your work too seriously. We are too serious in this industry. Everything is just so serious.
I agree. I'm a
You go
playful
for
person,
corporate,
so I like
you
playing in everything I do. So I won't get choked up. So I
make
think
it
that
fun.
advice works well
Yes,
with
I
me.
think the number one thing I'll tell every travel manager, travel professional, industry practitioner, make your work fun. It's not that deep,
It's
okay?
not that
In
deep.
fact, when you start hearing AI, digital transformation, it's not that deep. I can assure you it's not that deep. So just make work fun and keep learning. You see, when people say, oh, because I went to this school, because I have this certification, because I have this professional, degree and all that, and they feel like, because of that, title or that position or that accreditation, because of all those things, you feel like you already know, you know enough.
Yes.
I can tell you that you know nothing. So I would use myself as an example again. I was in core digital marketing for a very long time. And so when I saw that there has to be a shift from just, giving leaders advice on digital strategies to shifting them to more transformational processes, I went on an educational journey. So I went to learn. I didn't say, oh, what? I've been in this industry for 12 years, blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. I am a deep learner. I am always learning. I am always assuming that I don't even know anything, and some people, they feel like I'm pretending most of the time, but man, I know you feel like I'm pretending, but that's just me because I believe that the more I learn, the more I grow. And the more I grow, the more I am able to help the people that have been placed under my care.
You
Whether you
have to
own a
coach me
company,
very
you run a
soon. I'm
brand,
coming for
yes, yeah, you automatically become a teacher, you will become a coach, you will become a discipler, you will become a mentor. Those things will just rub off on you. But if you're not learning, you're not growing. So you stay in one place and then you wonder why your company is not growing, your brand is not growing, your team members are not even motivated because they're not seeing a visionary leader. They're not seeing a leader that is moving them forward. The task you gave them in 1995 is still the same task you're watching and observing them over. No, 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 not on my watch. You have to keep evolving. You have to keep learning. In fact, any trend that comes out in the travel space, go and research what that trend. I don't care if that's your sector. Oh, I'm not a digital person. I'm not a tech person. My dear, we are in a technology driven world. Whether you like it or not, you use technology. You have your mobile phone. It is technology. So
Yes.
you can't tell me, oh, I don't like tech. Oh. In fact, those tech bros and those tech kids, they are overdoing themselves. They will overdo themselves because they are paying the price for learning. So you need to learn. I'm not saying go and now start doing the hard things, go and learn coding and all those things. No, you need to know some industry terms, some industry lingos, you need to know some basic things so that you can be in tune, in line. When someone is talking about A, you're not saying something else, or you're not looking at the person like, what exactly is this
Are you
person? So this
saying?
is for visionary leaders. Yeah, this is for
Yes.
visionary leaders, managers, supervisors. You are leading someone. You need to keep learning. You need to keep evolving. It's not only your team members that will undergo training. You as a manager, in fact, you are the first person to undergo training because whatever is inside of you, that is what you'll be able to produce, to the people around you.
Around you.
You
True.
cannot give what you don't have. And it will
Yes.
show, especially this year. 2026 is such a hot and random yet. That is beginning to be obvious. The people that are still sitting down on the past knowledge that they had many years ago, there's that difference right now. And the people that kept evolving and pushing themselves towards the direction of, oh, I want to be better. I want to be a better leader, a better manager, a better supervisor, a better coach, a better mentor, a better teacher. So please keep learning
Thank
and
you.
make work fun. Don't be too serious. Be like Queeneth. Have fun. Have fun.
Okay, Mr. Henry, anyone before you go?
Yeah, so I'll just continue from Yvonne. I mean, it just makes sense to have fun, really. Work is work is what you do for the most part of your life. Why don't you just have fun while doing it? It just makes sense. This life, you can't be too serious. The
Serious
people
people
that
are
are too
somewhere
serious, you know
else.
where they are. Exactly. So you really just have to enjoy that. And again, the way you can keep evolving, the way you can keep learning, one of the fastest ways is to be very curious. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Don't be comfortable with the norm. Don't say that, oh, in this organization, this is how we do it. Ask questions. Why do they do it this way? Because the first step to solving a problem is first of all identifying the problem. And sometimes it is not even just about solving a problem. It can be upgrading a system, right? But you can't upgrade a system that you don't even know and understand, right? If they do something in that organization, whether you like it or you don't like it, just ask, oh, why do they do this thing? Understanding the why would let you into the head of the people who did it, understand why they did it, and perhaps now work it back and think of a better way to be able to do it. That's how development comes. That's how people evolve. You just be curious. Um, it can be as silly as you typing something. Okay, I remember there was a time, and I'll just close with this. Um, if you are in travel operations, right? When you check fares and you copy the 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 way the codes look on the GDS, you copy it and you send it to a customer. Some customers don't know how to read all those codes. And I just asked myself, okay, is there no platform or AI or anywhere that I would copy that code, um itinerary that is copied from the GDS, paste it there, and it will give me a full,
Everything.
and all of that. Is there no, is just ask questions. There are easier ways to do things. There are better ways to do things. There are more creative ways to do things. And it doesn't mean that for no reason you just wake up and say, this thing, I want to change it. There has to be a reason, behind
Mhm.
this, right? So ask questions, be very inquisitive. It's only those that ask questions that get responses or that get answers. If you don't ask, you will not know. Even the Bible said it, that is he that asks that will receive. So if you don't
Yes,
ask,
Lord.
you will receive. Thank you.
Okay. Practical and powerful. I think I have to just add one thing though. Um, Always create time for break. No matter how hectic, create time to rest. It's very important. You might not have fun like me, travel and go somewhere nice, but just take a moment for yourself. Don't always be too serious, like Mr. Henry and Mrs. Yvonne said. Don't be too serious.
Burnout is actually real.
Yes.
Very,
Take
very well.
time to create a little time, no matter how many minutes, just relax and breathe is very important. And I love that we're leaving people with something they can use for today and not tomorrow. So everybody can actually practice everything that has been said here today, even if you're not working with an admin, you like traveling on your own, it will also work out. Thank you very, very much. We have gone beyond our time. This section has been very interesting and practically enjoyed myself. Thank you very much. So
Thank
thank you for
you
the
for having me.
conversation. I know our audience has they didn't nobody dropped a question today, so I think we're good to go from that end. Thank you, Yvonne, for reminding us that smarter travel is also kind of travel and to communities, cultures, and our planet. We also need to be kind when we're traveling. And your insight on African roles, future of tourism, they are really eye-opening. And Mr. Henry, thank you for showing us that technology has done right by us. AI, like Mrs. Yvonne said, AI has done a lot of good for us. It has not come to take anybody's job, but help us do our job better. And that way we'll move faster. It makes us better in every way, seamless, flexible, and human-centered. That's the future we should be building towards this 2026 and beyond. So to everyone that joined us today, whether you're a travel manager, a frequent flyer, a tourism professional, or you're an agent, you just book flights, or you're an individual traveler, or you're someone that just loves to explore like me, that have not started traveling yet. I hope today gave you a fresh perspective and real tools to travel smarter. Remember, smarter travel isn't just about where you go, it's about how you get there and how you show up and the impact you leave behind, like Mrs. Yvonne said again. So thank you, everyone. I hope we all enjoyed this section. And of course, wherever the journey takes you, Gokardinal has your back. Your flights, your hotels, your car rentals, and so much more. We make travel work for you and not the other way around. So safe travel, everyone. And until next time, we'll see you again. Thank you, Mr. Henry, and thank you, Mrs. Yvonne.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank you
everyone
Bye.
very
for
much.
tuning. Bye
Thanks.
everyone.
Bye,
Yeah, bye.
everyone.